So it's 6 p.m. and I think it's time to start our webinar. I would like, first of all, to thank all of you to joining our live session today. My name is Tatiana, and Marie is here today with us as well, my colleague from the International Office of MinNancy. And together, today we will speak about the application process, and we will tell you everything you need to know in details about how to apply for our different educational programs. We'll start with the brief information about the school and, of course, about the programs that it has to offer to you, to the international students. And after that, you will have all the information regarding the application steps, the application procedure, the application requirements, and other relevant information. MinNancy is one of the top engineering schools in France, and recently we have been ranked as the 8th most committed to ecological transition and social responsibility school. Several years ago, we had our 100th anniversary. We have been founded in 1919, and I should say that MinNancy is quite a small school, but we are a part of a huge university, the University of Lorraine, which comprises in total 60,000 students. At MinNancy, we have around 800 students, and 25% of them are the international students, which is great. MinNancy is well known not only in France, but also is internationally recognized by its areas of excellence, which are mining, mineral engineering, metallurgical engineering, automation, and control. And I would like to speak first about the exchange program that MinNancy offers to international students, the exchange program in technology and engineering, which is fully run in English. This program provides very interdisciplinary curriculum to the students who is able to pick up courses from very different scientific fields of the school and from very different programs of the school in material science, in data science and IT, in energy, and even some courses in humanities or foreign languages if you wish. Normally, the program lasts for 2 semesters, comprising 1 semester of courses that the student pick from our curriculum, and the 2nd semester is dedicated to the internships, which may be done either in the companies or in the research labs. The studies are very practical oriented, and the students are supervised individually by the research supervisors. And how to apply to this program?
Hello, everyone. So my name is Marie. So I'm going to talk to you now about how to apply to the different program. But I'd like to actually add some bit of news. Tatiana, remember, today we just found out that the school has been ranked number 7th of the best engineering school of France. So it's a great news for us. It shows the commitment to the school and how, it's really progressing, and, we're really proud of it. And so we hope this will motivate you to, apply for the school. And here are some of the information that, we'd like to give you regarding the application. So as Tatiana mentioned, we have a different department at the school, and you can apply as well. One of them is the Tech and Engineering Exchange Program, which is in English. All right. So this program is possible for international students who are currently enrolled in the 3rd year of bachelor degrees, because when you arrive at School of Mines in Nancy, you're supposed to have done already 2 years of preparation school and get into your 3rd year, which correspond here to our 1st year. And regarding the academic majors, of course, we are looking at students with engineering, material science, computer science, mathematics, geoscience, etc. Everything, relevant and related to science mainly. Of course, the level we after, is good. We're looking for a grade at least, of a 12 out of 20. And we require, a B2 level for English, those English courses, because of course you need to be able to follow the classes. But, bear in mind that we also have French classes, available. And regarding the deadline for application, for exchange student, the deadline would be the 30th of April. Of course, we would encourage you to apply as soon as possible for you to, have time to plan your next few months. And regarding the application process, so you can see on the document that you have, different steps you need to follow. You going to send us, a letter introducing yourself and where you're from and which university you're coming from, a CV, cover letter, of course, the copy of your recent diplomas and academic transcripts. Everything can be sent to us in English or French. And of course, some ideas will be required as well. So regarding, exchange students, like especially Erasmus, part of the Erasmus program, of course, that there is no tuition fee applying for that because, of course, you're on an exchange, so you come and stay with us without having to pay any tuition fee. So then, of course, you've got to wait after that for your acceptance letter. So let's go to the next page now. So now let's talk about...
Yeah, and the next category of the program that is available at MinNancy for the international students is actually the research internships.
Yes.
The research internships are offered both by the MinNancy Tech Lab, which is the research lab specializing in the very cutting-edge fields such as artificial intelligence, robotics, cybersecurity, networks of tomorrow, 5G, etc. And the students are welcome to choose which topics more corresponds to their own scientific and professional interests to get involved into the internships. The internships also regularly are offered by MinNancy partner laboratories. We have 7 of them. They are huge scientific institutions where the students have the opportunity to work at the cutting-edge facilities alongside with the international researchers, which is very valuable. Also, what is important to mention is that studying in MinNancy is not only about the research or the study courses, because the students have an opportunity to have a hybrid mobility, meaning that at the same time you can study following the courses that you are interested in, and also doing research either in Tech Lab or at one of our partner labs. And another important thing to mention is that according by the law in France, any student who is doing the internship at the university, which lasts longer than 3 months, this student receives the annual, the monthly scholarships, the monthly payments, which is also not negligible, especially for the students.
Exactly. Thanks for that. Yeah, that's really can be something really appealing for some of you who just want to come and, and have an internship here. And of course, the same, applies for, the application process. We want to know who you are. So the same regarding your level and depending, it can last, you can start from a bachelor level up to, you know, PhDs. We receiving at the moment, we having interns, you know, from different levels. And regarding the academic majors, the same. You just, depending on what are you studying, you currently studying, you will be able to, you know, apply to one of our different laboratories, because they all, you know, like Tatiana just mentioned, involved in different departments and themes. So you can just then select and just tell us what you're interested in. So make sure that you follow as well the application deadline for that, knowing that it's possible to actually apply throughout the year. I mean, you can, you know, keep on sending us your application, your request, and we'll see, you know, how we can manage, you know, to accommodate you. But usually we try to have the application process ending by April 30th. And you have to follow the instruction carefully as well to be able to have your application being looked at carefully. We require your CV and cover letter, and of course, everything which is relevant to your research proposal, and with the copy of your recent diplomas and academic transcripts as well. So once you've been selected, then you will have an interview with one of our research supervisor, and usually it can be done online. And bear in mind that, you know, once again, if we talk about languages, we have internships available in English and French, because in most of our labs, of course, all the staff speaks English. So it's, if the French language is a bit of a problem for you, that's fine. You can just follow your internship in English.
Thank you, Marie.
You're welcome.
And before I will go to the next category of the programs, just for those of you who are still connecting, I would like to mention that you are very much welcome to leave your questions in the Q&A box, because at the end of the session, we will have 5-7 minutes in order to answer all your questions. And getting to the next category of the educational programs that Minnan-C offers to international students, I would like to tell you about the degree programs, which are the engineering programs and specialized master's programs. The engineering programs is something quite specific for the engineering schools in France. Those programs equals to the master's level, but they are much more profound, because first of all, they are very interdisciplinary. They comprise different areas that you can follow during your studies. They are very practical oriented. They are very project-based oriented. All this makes the education experience more comprehensive and more deep for the students. What is also important to mention about the engineering programs is that the students have the opportunity to either follow the mobility, exchange mobility at our partner institutions abroad, or even obtain double degree diploma also within one of our double diploma tracks with the partner universities abroad. All the engineering programs comprise up to 10 months of the internships, of the practical internships the student follows during the 3 years of studies. And those internships also are held either in the company or in the research lab, all depending on the student's professional aspirations, career goals, and scientific interests. Another category of the degree programs is the specialized master programs, which actually last just 1 year, but those programs are very focused on the specific field: cybersecurity, waste management, treatment and recovery, or mineral resources industry. Those programs are for students who would like to deepen the existing knowledge in the precise fields. these programs at Mines Nancy are taught in French language. So it means that the students must possess at least B1, B2 language, French language proficiency in order to follow the studies. However, if the applicants do not possess the required level of French and they would like and they need to improve their French, they are welcome to participate in the French summer school that Mines Nancy offers during the summer period for those students who would like to improve their language skills. And this summer program includes intensive training, language training, but also the cultural agenda, which makes it possible for the students not only to learn the language, but also to immerse and get acquainted with the French culture.
Yes, that's correct. And it can be really interesting for, especially for someone who hasn't been, in France before. So yeah, regarding again, the admission process for these engineering and specialized master's programs, the same as previously. So you can see the list right here in front of you. The difference would be the deadline for application, because it requires a little bit more, the process is a little bit longer. So we would require you to apply before the 30th of March, mid-March to end of March would be the latest. Okay, so by the time we receive all your document and we can just make sure everything your profile corresponds to the applicants we're after. So the process is the same as I mentioned with the documents, and you have to follow the application instruction carefully, and depending on where what is your background in your current university, because as I mentioned, you need to have already a scientific background and have done at least 2 years of scientific and or preparatory school, as we recommend for French students to do if they want to join the school. And of course there is as well an examination to take and to be able to attend the school, and there'll be depending on your situation, there'll be of course registration and tuition fee to organize. So then we can talk about it a little bit later on, and then of course after that you just have to wait for your acceptance letter. So let's go to the next topic, which is the one Tatiana just mentioned, which is the summer French school. I mean, basically for you to be able to get into the French culture, the French environment, and the French vibe, basically, before getting into the the classes and start from September. So we require, it's kind of mandatory for us to, for you to follow the French summer program, which lasts approximately 6 weeks. And it's for your own good, for you to be able to get the level, the proficiency, to be able to attend the classes, because as you know, those are scientific, classes we're offering, and we want to make sure that you can follow them. And so, of course, there is a possibility for any of you who might not be interested in maybe joining the school to just come this summer for a few weeks of classes and culture immersion. It's possible. So you can just, of course, contact us and we can organize that. And we have as well a deadline, for this French summer school. We would require to have application sent to us by the end of May, and all the application and all your question can be sent to the email address you have in front of you, info@minesnancy.com, with of course the application documents we mentioned earlier. So then after that, for students admitted, yeah, of course, you will need to, there'll be no additional application needed, or application documents, I mean, because you would have already submitted them, you know, for your original application. So now let's talk about, you know, something which is quite important. Depending where you're from, of course, you might need a visa to study in France. And in that case, you'll need to check with your country, and you've got the website France Visa, of the official website for the government, French government, which, you know, will give you all the details regarding the visa you need to apply. You need, and in, you know, of course, if you're European, depending where you come from in Europe, there's usually you shouldn't, the visa are not needed. You can as well access the website of Campus France, which gives you sometimes some information as well regarding visa. And upon arrival, once if you require a visa upon arrival, you will need to validate it. Everything is done online through the website of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. And this will allow you to stay long-term or for the length of your studies in France. Now let's talk about the accommodation. So the accommodation is organized in advance as well. As you know, Tatiana mentioned earlier, we have more than 60,000 students around Nancy, and of course, lots of them coming from different, you know, from different countries, but different cities in France, you know. So all this accommodation need to be organized in advance. That's why it's very important for you to apply in advance enough so we can organize your accommodation. And it's all done online as well on the portal Mes Services Étudiants. Don't forget that at the bottom of that screen, you've got a QR code, which allows you to access all the useful links related to all the formalities we are discussing now. And regarding the accommodation, again, I wanted to talk to you about, you know, there are a few little things you need to organize for France, like, you know, housing and, you know, civil liability, guarantor, but all this is done online. It's very straightforward. It's all done more or less at the same place, and you just need to load all your documents in one place, and everything comes to us, and you'll have to, you'll be registered that way. So it's pretty easy on that side. And of course, upon arrival, you have the possibility to apply for housing benefit also as a student. And this is something which is done online as well through a website called CAF. Let's talk about health briefly. It's important, of course, to be always covered depending where you're from. Sometimes you know, as a student, you'll come here and you'll be covered by the French social security system. But bear in mind that in between the time you leave your country until the moment you arrive in France, you might need some kind of temporary private insurance. So of course, it depends on your need. But usually once you get in France, you can definitely apply straight away to the French social security system and enroll. And it's very, very easy to do as well. Again, it's all online. And European students, you know, can just apply for the European health card, so they don't need to do it once they get in France. But just, you know, our office here, the international office, we are here to help you and support you, you know, all the way. Should you have any question, any issues with websites or anything, most of the time everything is in English, so you shouldn't have any issue with that, but we're always here to help. So let's go to the last but not least. we're going to talk about location, right? Usually it's what's very important for students, right? Where you're going to come and live for a few months or sometime years, depending on what's your plan. So Nancy, as you can see on the map of France, is located on the northeast of the country. And we really consider, I mean, here we like to say we kind of the hub of Europe, because like you have all the European countries, you know, easy access from where we are. The train system in France, as you might have heard, is really efficient and goes everywhere. So you go to the city center, which is 10 minutes, you know, tram ride from here, and then you get on your train, and an hour and a half later, you're in the center of Paris. The same, you can just go easily to, you know, the Netherlands, you can go to Germany, Switzerland, and, you know, any other cities you'd like to visit. We've got, of course, we have a border, we share a border with Luxembourg also, which is a very cosmopolitan city and country. And so for the, you know, for the transport, it's very, very easy to organize. And, you know, Nancy being a student city, there are lots of, you know, parties and cultural events going on throughout the year. Of course, in this part of France, I'm sure you agree with me, Tatiana, the Christmas season is really vibrant, and, you know, lots of fun and lots of markets and everything. And not only Nancy, you just need to travel in the nearby cities and you'll be able to go to amazing Christmas markets. But it's not only Christmas, it's like we've got music festivals, we've got all sorts of festivals going on throughout the year. The campus here at Nancy is brand new, is really, I mean, if you go on the website, you'll see in our image, you know, gallery, lots of pictures, and you'll see it's really a nice location, easy access as well on public transport. Lots of student associations here and sports, you know, all kind of sports for everyone, lots of clubs available for you guys, and yeah, all year round cultural, you know, agenda. I mean, lots of, you know, activities and events and all that. I'm sure, Tatiana, you'll agree with me, there's always, you know, something to do throughout the year.
Yes, absolutely, that's true. Well, that's basically everything that we wanted to share with you, and I think that we have a couple of minutes to answer just some of your questions, maybe the most relevant one. For example, as the one, how long is to wait for the admission letter, and who evaluates the applications? Well, the students' applications are evaluated by the school jury, which basically consists of some academic supervisors from the study program that the student is applying to, and also the members of the admission team. And after the jury makes the decision upon the application of the student, the admission letter usually is issued within 2 weeks max and sent to the student. The next question is, should we have the bank account in the French bank?
Oh, yes, I can answer that, Tatiana, if you like. Yes, it's one of the formalities you have to organize when you get here in France. Your French bank account is quite important. The same, you can apply online for an online bank account, or we've got a bank we're working with next door, and they're very friendly, and, you know, it's very easy to open a bank account with them, because it's whenever you want to pay for your rent, or if you are part of the Erasmus program or Erasmus MIC program, which are, you know, sometimes you get a scholarship that you need to receive on a bank account, and it's better to have it done in France. And otherwise, yeah, for all your cost and, you know, anything, you know, it's better just to have your French bank account, so you don't have to incur any, you know, transaction fees, or, you know, it's much more practical, and it's definitely a requirement.
Yes, and maybe one more question. What other documents can be needed to submit?
All right, so the documents, we talked about, resume, and of course, we'll send you on our side. Once we receive your application, we're going to send you an application form that you will need to fill. And you will need to sign it. And we require as well a CV, which is nice to have, and CV regarding as well all the different activities that you might have had in the past. I mean, you participated to maybe a club, the cybersecurity club of your university, or you set up some kind of activities or festival or anything. We're interested in your background, not only in on the academic side, but as well on the hobby or extracurricular side. And sometimes you feel free to send as well recommendation letters if you have from some of your teachers, or it's something which can help your application. So don't hesitate to do that if it's possible.
Right. Well, thanks, Marie, and thank to all our participants today that you have been with us today, and we hope that this session was informative and useful. Please do not hesitate to reach out to us anytime via email or through the website. We are always ready to help you and to answer any of your additional questions.
Exactly. Thank you so much for your time, everyone. And thank you, Tatiana.
Thank you, and hope to meet you at Mid Nancy.
Thank you. Bye. Au revoir.